Hi everybody, this is Mr. Beckstrom again, and today we're going to be talking about Chapter 7-1. This is titled Taking Control of Your Finances. Now this is a pretty short section and there's not a lot of new formulas or definitions to learn. A lot of this is kind of common sense, and it's converting monthly costs to yearly costs and weekly costs to annual costs and that kind of thing. So you'll see a little bit of that, but a lot of this, especially for those who have been in the workforce for maybe some time, a lot of this might just be some review for you. So we won't take a long time for this video. Alright, so it kind of goes into about creating a budget, which I'm guessing many of you have already done this. So let's just kind of go through it, and then we'll look at an example, and then that's it. I got two examples on here. So for creating a budget, we're going to list our monthly expenses, list our monthly income, and then our monthly expenses, and then we're going to subtract our expenses from our income. This is our monthly cash flow, and we make adjustments as needed. So the monthly cash flow can be either positive or negative. A negative means that you are spending more than is coming in, and a positive cash flow means that your expenses are less than your income. So let's take a look at an example. So suppose Joseph is creating his monthly budget. He receives $3,150 of income from his job after deductions. So sometimes it's good to look at pre-tax amounts, but in this case we want to look at after tax because we want to look at how much he actually has to spend. He also receives an annual bonus of about $3,000. His rent is $850 per month. His car payment, including insurance, is $350 per month. He spends about $250 per month on food. All of his utility bills, which include his phone and gas, electric, cable, that all comes to about $475 per month. He spends about $400 on miscellaneous expenses, including gas and entertainment. And he also goes to college part-time, in which case he pays $3,000 twice per year. Based off of the income and expenses, what is his cash flow? So take a minute, you can pause it, and then we'll kind of go through the solution there. Alright, so the solution, well, we're just going to take his monthly income, which is $3,150 from employment and $250 from his bonus. Remember, his bonus was an annual bonus. So in order to find out the monthly amount, we divide that by 12 months to get the $250. So that's a total of around $3,400 per month that he can spend on his expenses. Alright, so what are his monthly expenses? Well, rent was $850, the car was $350, food was $250, utilities was $475, miscellaneous was $400. The college, we need to convert that to a monthly amount. He receives or he pays $3,000 twice per year, so that's once every 6 months. So we can take one of those payments, the $3,000, divided by 6 months to get our $500. So that's a total of $2,825, which leaves him a positive cash flow of $575. That means that as long as there's no crazy unexpected expenses during the month, he's got $575 to do as he wishes. Now, many of you who are already in the real world know that during the month, lots of things come up. If you're like me, car breaks down, your roof leaks, your air conditioner breaks. So I don't think I've ever seen that 575 not once. Maybe you have. That's great. All right, so let's look at one more example. All right, Christine, she spends $5 per week on scratch-offs and $35 per month on her nails. So how much does she spend annually on scratch-offs and nails? And on the annual basis, the money spent on scratch-offs is what percent of the money spent on nails? So we kind of have to do a two-part here. First, we kind of convert this monthly and weekly amount into an annual amount, and then we're going to set up a proportion in order to solve the second part, which says the money spent on scratch-offs is what percent of the money spent on nails. All right, so take a minute and go ahead and pause it, see how close you can get, and then we'll go over it. All right, so scratch-offs, that's a weekly amount, so we have to multiply that $5 by 52 weeks to get 260 annually. And the nails, that's a monthly amount, so we have to multiply that $35 times 12 to get 420. Now the trickier part. The trickier part is it says what the money spent on scratch-offs is what percent of the money spent on nails. So we already know that we're solving for percent, so that's going to be the x over 100. And we're going to set that equal to, and the tricky part is, do we put the scratch-offs over nails or do we put the nails over scratch-offs? In this case, the key word here is. The scratch-offs is, and is usually refers to the top of that fraction. That would mean that the nails is going to be on the bottom. And another kind of clue is that when we're talking about one thing to another, like in this case we're talking scratch-offs to nails, usually the first of those terms goes on top and the second goes on the bottom. So both of those ways will kind of give you a good hint on how to set up this this proportion. So we're going to do the 260 from the scratch-offs on top, and we're going to do the 420 for the nails on the bottom, set that equal to x over 100, and you plug that in your calculator or you solve for x, so that's 260 times 100 divided by 420. I think it comes out to like 61.9. We can round that to 62%. So that means on an annual basis, the money spent on scratch-offs is 62% of the money spent on nails. So go ahead and read through the section, try the homework problems, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank you, and have a great rest of the week.